The world of hip-hop and love has just been rocked by a nuclear bombshell, one that leaves fans speechless. After years of highs and lows, social media is completely collapsing and business is booming. Disagreements and suggestions that define reality TV drama. Jim Jones reportedly walked straight into Brooke Bailey's arms after leaving Chrissy Lampkin. You heard properly. Yes, the man who made his engagement to Chrissy the focal point of his reality TV storyline has now disclosed an unexpected development. Fans who thought Jim and Chrissy were at last establishing a solid relationship are abruptly faced with a shocking truth. With her fiery, the end of the Jim and Chrissy era is mostly due to Brooke Bailey's attitude and her unforgettable time on Basketball Wives. The rumors started off quietly, but when images, alleged communications, and insider knowledge surfaced, the narrative dramatically transformed. Was Jim going to leave all along? Was Chrissy prepared for this betrayal? Or did Brooke Bailey cause Jim to end a relationship that many believed to be unbreakable? This isn't just another story about love and hip-hop. This treachery, which has been growing for decades, is tearing apart the culture. The departure of Chrissy Lampkin for Brooke Bailey has had a profound effect on society, making it challenging to understand the reasons behind Jim Jones' departure. We have to travel back in time and look at the decades of events that preceded this startling incident. Please understand that this was not an easy divorce. This was the downfall of a reality TV scheme that had gained renown. Let's start with Jim and Chrissy. Their romance has been one of the longest-running tales in reality TV and hip-hop history. Since Chrissy was first identified as the feisty, abrasive lover of Die Pet's own Jim Jones in the early 2000s, fans have followed her highs and lows like a soap drama. Chrissy wasn't. She served as Jim's anchor and backbone stylist in addition to being his companion. Additionally, when their relationship made its debut in 2011, it became the primary focus of hip-hop and love. Remember how Chrissy's proposal to Jim turned the tide of events? A moment that shocked fans and caused a stir in the entertainment business. For many, it was empowering. Others thought it was messy. But one thing was certain. The Chrissy and Jim had just rewritten the laws of reality TV love. But beneath the glamour and the offers were years of anguish. Fans saw it all. Jim was charged with not being prepared to settle down. They were always at odds over marriage, and Chrissy appeared to want more dedication than he was willing to provide. The Cliffers appeared in several seasons, spin-offs, and will they or won't they their scheme. It became into more than just a love relationship. In the culture, it was an obsession. It was becoming more difficult to ignore the fractures during the past few years. Jim and Chrissy kept showing up, collectively, on and off screen. Insiders muttered that their romance had reached a standstill. Some claimed that Chrissy was tired of waiting for marriage to actually take place. Some claimed that Jim had one foot in the industry and one foot in the streets. Thus he was unable to fully commit. Brooke Bailey enters. Viewers of Basketball Wives are acquainted with Brooke. She was brought by Brooke's own style of drama to VH1, being unavoidable, outspoken, and fierce. She was well known for her gruff exterior and supple assurance, and she wasn't afraid to voice her ideas or quarrel with co-stars on screen. She made a name for herself off-screen as a prosperous model and businesswoman who understood how to uphold her reputation. As a result, when rumors began to surface regarding Brooke Bailey's being associated with Jim Jones, rumor has it that Jim and Brooke were spotted together. Friendly conversation that seemed to last for too long. At first, fans wrote it off as a coincidence. They both travel in the same VH1 circles. They both know the producers. After all, both of them had previously participated in the reality game. The alleged receipts then appeared. Images of what appeared to be a private dinner between Jim and Brooke, copies of late-night direct conversations that were circulating on gossip blogs, and insiders who claimed Chrissy was furious behind the scenes because she was surprised by how close Jim and Brooke had supposedly become. It had an instant cultural influence. For a very long time, Chrissy and Jim were considered the original blueprint couples of hip-hop and love. According to reports, seeing Jim wasn't just messy. Abandon that heritage and fall into the hands of another VH1 star. Fans weren't ready for this degree of betrayal. Keep in mind that this is not the first time. The relationship between Chrissy and Jim has been hindered by external factors. There have been rumors of infidelity and side affairs involving Jim. Chrissy never wavered in her determination to maintain their connection. But leaving it felt like the ultimate lie to publicly, messily, and livestream her for Brooke Bailey. The betrayal was more serious because of what Chrissy stood for. She was more than just Jim's friend. She was the one who sacrificed everything for him, worked with him, and turned down opportunities to be by his side. Fans remember Chrissy fiercely defending Jim's name throughout her confrontations with her co-stars. Despite the fact that he wasn't always in favor of hers, she was the embodiment of loyalty, which seems to have been shattered. In contrast, Brooke Bailey has embraced the spotlight. She doesn't shy away from controversy and is known for never giving up. Some admirers believe she understood exactly what she was getting into, while others maintain that Jim was the one chasing her. Seeing a burning intensity in Brooke, I realized that Chrissy's patience had run its course, which is why this betrayal is so startling. It transcends romance. The loyal ride Dardai who devoted decades of her life to Jim and Brooke is one of the women whose legacy is at stake. The self-reliant, courageous nature of reality, who enjoys leaving a lasting impression. The narrative has completely changed as it is now claimed that Jim chose Brooke. It seems that the man who seemed unable of fully dedicating himself to Chrissy has made the choosing to leave her for someone else is a betrayal because in the reality TV world, love is more public than private. Forgiveness and forgetfulness are difficult in this culture. Jim's disclosure has also produced the most controversy in the history of one of the genres of hip-hop, longest-lasting connections. When it was discovered that Jim Jones had allegedly dumped Chrissy Lampkin for Brooke Bailey, the internet went crazy. Fans who had followed Jim and Chrissy's tumultuous relationship for over a decade were unable to understand what they were seeing. It wasn't only that he was gone. He abandoned her in favor of this individual. The love story of Chrissy and Jim has always included conflict and forgiveness. Reality TV is all about this kind of poisonous fairy tale, but this time was different. As per insiders saw it as more than a fight. This cooling-off period involved more than that. This was the final one. According to people close to the couple, the disagreement had been constructing for several months. Chrissy reportedly brought up Jim's growing intimacy with Brooke Bailey and confronted him about his wandering eye. One source said that Chrissy found notes that were excessively kind. When she mentioned it, Jim brushed her off. "It's business," he supposedly told her. The claim that she was merely a friend didn't sit well with Chrissy. Since as the fight grew more intense, it turned into one of the couple's most heated exchanges. A source claims that Chrissy remarked, "I built this with you, and you think you can walk away for some basketball wife." Typical coolness, didn't respond with a roar, but his silence said more than words could. Then came the startling moment. According to reports, Jim and Brooke Bailey were spotted leaving a fancy KLA restaurant. Just the two, not together, not casually a view then. After paparazzi saw them getting into a black SUV together, the photos quickly surfaced on blogs. The captions were critical. Chrissy at home, Brooke in the passenger seat. The rise of social media was the catalyst. Fans dragged Jim for mistreating Chrissy, and the rumors became into shouts. After Jim Jones went on, Brooke Bailey took over as the leading lady. At this point, the story takes its first surprising turn. Screenshots began to circulate online. All of the DMs between Brooke and Jim that date back several months are displayed. In a single conversation, "You deserve happiness. Don't let loyalty keep you trapped," Brooke appeared to write. "Ah, you understand me better than anyone, whether real or fake," Jim retorted, adding a heart emo. The remarks immediately became well known, and were taken seriously by followers. It wasn't just about Jim leaving Chrissy. It appears that Brooke has been pressuring him to part ways with the woman who had helped him for decades in a low voice, a whispered voice from a woman who had stood by him for decades. Twitter was harsh. Is Brooke really advising Jim not to stick with Chrissy in this situation? No. That is absurd. Instead of being deceived, Chrissy ought to have been married. Jim is the biggest clown in hip-hop history. Brooke has been messy all the time. She used to be the antagonist though. She and Chrissy were formerly the antagonists. Her reaction was heartbreaking. She didn't go live. She didn't clap back. Instead, she posted an enigmatic Instagram story with a dark screen. Sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Supporters begged her to end her relationship with Jim in the comments section. Forever, others expressed their dismay at the treatment she had received by tagging her with emojis of a broken heart. Insiders claimed that Chrissy was unhappy behind the scenes, though, as per Chrissy, threw Jim's possessions out of their Miami home and advised him not to come back because to a friend's leak. While Brooke Bailey seemed indifferent, another claimed that Chrissy was considering quitting the love and hip-hop franchise entirely, saying, "They made my life into a show." And now she posted a glamorous photo of herself online with the statement, unapologetic, no names, no context, "I'm the fool again." but everyone knew exactly who she was talking about. Jim. There are other surprises in this story, besides abandoning Chrissy. It's because he behaved so irresponsibly, both in public and with the individual Chrissy believed to be connected to the VH1 family. To Chrissy, it was more than just betrayal. It was a humiliating experience. Producers at VH1 and WET TV, two networks that have recorded Jim and Chrissy's relationship, are reportedly struggling to document the fallout, according to insiders, which is making things even more difficult. As per, in an effort to obtain exclusive footage of Jim's new relationship with Brooke and Chrissy's reaction, cameras are already in motion in response to rumors. If this is true, Chrissy's most painful experience might be the next big thing on reality TV, Bonanza. There have been significant cultural ramifications. For admirers who viewed Chrissy as the epitome of loyalty, the woman who stood by her partner, no matter what this betrayal seems personal. Others perceive it as evidence of what they've always believed Jim Jones would never do. How long has this been going on is the most important question. Did Brooke prevent Jim from getting married to Chrissy? Did he maintain while he kept her on board for over 10 years? Did he have another option in his back pocket? The twist has completely changed the plot. Chrissy is not merely a contemptuous woman. She's a depiction of what occurs when loyalty and betrayal confront on the biggest platform imaginable. Jim has also changed from a seasoned reality TV star to a villain in a single headline. Rumor has it, though, that Chrissy will not be staying. Therefore, if you believe that the story stops here, you should reconsider. She has receipts that could make Jim and Brooke regret what they've done. If fans think that Jim Jones, Chrissy Lampkin, and Brooke Bailey's problems couldn't get any worse, they've accepted it. The following week, they were proven to be in error. What had started off as rumors and paparazzi pictures turned into a massive cultural earthquake when Chrissy eventually spoke up. And it was, in true Chrissy fashion, she didn't hold back. A startling Instagram Live was the first step. Chrissy was on camera. Her remarks sliced through the conversation like a dagger, yet her expression stayed calm. She didn't mention Brooke or Jim by name, but it was obvious from what she said. When you build a man's home, company, and reputation from scratch and he decides to leave for someone who only reached the finish line, which says more about him than about me. Fans were flooding the comments. Over 100,000 people watched the live stream in a matter of minutes. Bloggers were documenting each second. When her live stream was inundated with responses like "Say his name, Chrissy, and we know who you're talking about," along with fire emojis and broken hearts, Twitter Spaces began to analyze every word. But Chrissy wasn't done yet. She ended her live stream with one of the scariest teases. Receipts can be funny. It's not always necessary to show them. People's lies can occasionally be so harmful that you simply let them to burn themselves. Just one line infuriated the internet. Did Chrissy have screenshots, pictures, or more intricate proof of Jim and Brooke's relationship? They were all waiting. Then, as if on cue, the first shocking disclosure appeared when a gossip website allegedly posted hotel records demonstrating that Jim Jones had booked a opulent Los Angeles suite, but the reservation said Brooke Bailey +1. The authenticity of the receipts proved that Jim and Brooke were more than just acquaintances. They were living together, traveling, and finding housing as if they were already a couple. Twitter went crazy. Jim didn't just walk away from Chrissy, he made Brooke a wife overnight. Since Brooke is already being revealed, I pray for Jim if Chrissy has receipts. Hotel receipts. No, this is no longer speculation. This is betrayal. Meanwhile, Brooke Bailey was speaking up. In response, she shared a stunning photo of herself wearing a silk dress and wrote, "Don't hate me for choosing happiness, hate yourself for continuing to be sad," which was the ideal quantity of gasoline for the fire. Fans took her away right away, destroying her home rather than making her happy. Although Brooke had several authors who supported her, Chrissy received criticism for dedicating her life to Jim. Chrissy had been waiting almost 10 years for a ring, and Brooke's ambition to get better did not turn her into a villain. Following Yandy Smith's inscribable tweet, "Failure to learn causes history to repeat itself," industry experts started to respond. Fans of love and hip-hop immediately linked it to Chrissy's recollections of their infamous altercations. Cambella, another love and hip-hop graduate, commented under a Shadroom post, "Don't miss karma." That comment alone received a lot of likes. Messy, messy, messy. The second shocking revelation, however, was that there were allegedly leaked text messages between Jim and Brooke that had nothing to do with romance or love. Safri then stated, "The industry wasn't just watching, it was picking sides." and those sides were loud. They seemed to have to do with money. Jim wrote in the texts, "I'm going to put money into your queue. We're gone. Make sure you're straight." Brooke allegedly replied, "That's why I rock with you. Don't worry about the texts." Turn the story around. "Chrissy, she'll be fine. Do you see me?" It went beyond simple love. It was related to business. Fans speculated that Jim was devoting time, resources, and energy to starting Brooke's business in addition to abandoning Chrissy for Brooke. Manner that Chrissy had established his. When Chrissy's fans discovered that he gave Brooke the foundation after she had built Jim for 15 years, they went crazy. It was terrible for others, but it was karma. Chrissy spent her time battling with everyone about Jim. Jim was eerily silent. The entire time, no posts, no lives, no interviews, and his silence only served to fuel the rumors that she is now the one left behind. The cliffhanger didn't end there, though. Was he hiding himself? Was he at fault? Or was he delaying telling his side of the tale until the appropriate moment? Late one evening, a blog hinted at a third leak video. And even though they didn't publish it, the caption alone sent fans into a frenzy. When you see Jim and Brooke on camera, everything will change. Are you unprepared? In just a few minutes, social media was in turmoil at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Hashtag Chrissy and other hashtags deserve better. Hashtag Jim speaks next, and hashtag Brooke exposed became a worldwide trend. Fans were counting down the hours. Industry insiders whispered that if the movie was real, it might permanently destroy Jim's legacy, and gossip channels prepared emergency live feeds. Audio samples, pictures, and hotel reservations can always be turned down, because receipts are one thing, but video is another. In addition, if that tape came to light, Jim Jones would be interring himself rather than just leaving Chrissy Lampkin. The issue had become inevitable by the time the alleged hotel receipts and leaked texts surfaced online. The Jim Jones-Chrissy Lampkin Brooke story was no longer just about a complicated love triangle. A full-fledged cultural disaster has emerged from the Bailey story. Reactions filled social media feeds. Fan debates erupted like wildfire. And celebrities who had previously been the hashtags on Twitter revealed the story. Hashtag Chrissy was worthy of better. At the same time, the silent were now taking sides. The hashtags, hashtag Jim Done Dirty and hashtag BRKI Disorganized, gained popularity. Fans who had been following Jim and Chrissy for over 10 years were not only disappointed, but furious, since Chrissy had wasted 15 years waiting for marriage and Jim had given the ring to someone else. One of the frequently circulated tweets wrote, "Brooke ain't the villain. Jim is." Another fan replied, "Chrissy had her chance." Editors on TikTok contrasted the paparazzi photos of Jim and Brooke leaving that restaurant in Los Angeles with Chrissy's sincere proposal from years ago. From Yes to This, the subtitles were brutal, while others pieced Chrissy's previous Instagram Live with commentary as if she had constructed him from the ground up. Brooke just walked into the final product. The alterations earned millions of views within hours, making Chrissy a symbol of suffering and allegiance once more. But the celebrity reactions were what really revealed this story. Yandhi fans grabbed Yandhi when Smith, who famously battled with Chrissy on Love and Hip Hop, made the enigmatic phrase, "People always reveal themselves to you the first time, believe them immediately," who said that she had teased Chrissy when she was angry. Camilla Vanderheim's comment under the Shadroom post received over 10,000 likes. Karma works in silence, then screams when it's ready. Fans argued 50 Cent, who never fails to make trouble, reposted the paparazzi photo of Jim and Brooke with the remark, "This a Jimmy Wilden power book, home records coming soon," while industry fans rallied to Camilla, regardless of whether she was making fun of Chrissy, Brooke, or both. The controversy became meme material after Asterisk received about 1 million views in a single day. "Women like Chrissy don't lose, they level up," remarked Jose, another veteran of hip-hop and love. After Emily B shared a heart emoji on her Instagram story, fans were inundated with his remarks, which led to scathing comparisons between Pap and Jim, depicting Papoose as Pap would never treat Remy this way. Take note, Jimmy. The industry's repercussions went beyond societal censure. Jim was the disloyal criminal and the submissive king. Rumor had it that VH1 producers were in a hurry, with executives supposedly holding urgent meetings to explore how to spin this scandal for romance and hip-hop. They saw the ratings, and one insider claimed that they had been hoping for a plot involving Chrissy, Jim, and Brooke, but Chrissy won't film because she feels ashamed if it's real. The H1 may have to decide between losing one of its most recognizable stars and winning a gold medal in the ratings. Brooke Bailey, on the other hand, leaned into the confusion, grinning and going live while sipping wine as thousands of fans begged her to make a revelation. All she said was that she wasn't upset. When she ended a 15-year relationship, some admirers praised her audacity and called her the devil of reality TV, while others dragged her without troubling her. Jim's silence grew louder, and the longer he kept silent, the more fans were convinced that the rumors were true. As the internet burned, memes compared Jim to a man locked up in an underground. Blogs speculated that he was waiting for the perfect bag, suggesting that he may talk about it in a sponsored interview or on a reality TV show.